Good morning, YouTube. It's Sunday, July 6th, and we're going to go to the shop and keep trying to clean up from the flood damage.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and if you didn't see our last video, there has been historic and tragic flooding in the area in central Texas. I just read that now there's over 51 people that have died, and there's still 27 girls who are missing from Camp Mystic, which is just absolutely horrifying. As a parent, this is beyond nightmarish stuff. So obviously what we're dealing with is nothing in comparison to the heartache that these other people are suffering, the family and loved ones of those people. I understand, and I'm putting it all in perspective, but at the same time, this is my livelihood. I've put everything I have into this business, literally. So if I can't get this business to recover, I don't know what I'll do. I'll have to find a different job. And to be clear, the YouTube component of this is small. We make our money selling cars, buying cars, and fixing cars, selling parts for cars, that stuff. The YouTube stuff, we make maybe $1,000 to $2,000 a month. It's a very small portion of what we do. We're gonna head over to the shop and keep cleaning stuff because there's just an endless amount of stuff to clean. I think we had an interesting idea, which is I'm gonna do a live stream later today to try and see if people, basically give them suggestions of how they can help. So I guess maybe I'll do a short on that. That's probably a more effective solution. I'll just do a short saying, hey, here's some stuff we need. So that being said, let's go to the shop and see what the status is, and hopefully we can make some more progress cleaning it up. All right, so we're on the way to the shop, and apparently the imminent bridge collapse on 183 near our home is not gonna happen, or something. Anyway, they closed that bridge and it made this public announcement saying it's in imminent danger of collapsing, and it didn't collapse, and apparently it's open. So we're gonna try and see if we can get past. I don't see any other roads on our route that are closed at the moment, so I think hopefully a lot of the waters have receded, and if the roads weren't totally destroyed, it sounds like maybe a lot of them are starting to open up again. So that's, I guess, good news. We'll see how much the San Gabriel is still flooded. So basically there's a north fork and a south fork of the San Gabriel, and they come together, I think, before they get to downtown Georgetown. And downtown Georgetown had like just incredible amounts of water running through that through the San Gabriel. The footage I saw on Facebook from that is just mind-boggling, especially because, like, I think it was just, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we were downtown Georgetown, and there was basically like no water in there, maybe a couple feet of water, and to see it, you know, spanning this entire bridge is just unreal to think about. All right, so we're approaching this property where yesterday I saw tons of water flowing through, and I mean, there's almost nothing here now. The look at that, barely any water going. Yesterday that thing was just moving, tons and tons of water, probably 20-30 feet wide, and now it's just a tiny little trickle. Oh my Lord, that's a ton of water. Whoa. Okay, we're approaching the San Gabriel. We'll see how much it's flowing. So the road's open. They didn't close it, and the bridge is still here, so that's good news. We'll just drive slow. It's right here. Okay, here we go. Look how much it's down. Wow. There's like, it's almost nothing. Holy cow. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane how much lower the water is now. Look at that. Holy shit. Okay, we're at the shop and just kind of trying to get my bearings around what we even need to do, where to even start again today. So the good news is we took care of a lot of the mud on the floors. However, there's still an awful lot of mud, We haven't been able to really move any of the cars yet, again, because we don't want to start any of them. So I think we might have to use like go jacks and move the cars around. The ones that we can't get into neutral, a couple of them we can get into neutral, and then we should be able to at least push them around. But in order to get a lot of these into neutral, you have to power them on, which we don't want to do. We want to like dry everything as much as we can before turning back on any of the batteries. We also have to start removing drywall before it gets rotten and mildewy. I'm thinking we might have to like remove the lower portion of our distressed wood wall, because it still looks like it's wet, and I'm sure there's water underneath a lot of that. That's gonna be pain in the ass. So I did start that GoFundMe. It's ngsc.me/flood, and it's unbelievable. You guys are amazing. It's already up to like $13,000. It's like, it's amazing how much you guys have supported us. Thank you. It makes me feel awful that we're doing this and asking for help, but yeah, I'm just, we don't know what the insurance is going to say, and I read through our policy last night, and I'm not optimistic. I don't know when I'm going to publish this video. It might not be for a few days, but there's still so much to do. If you want to come help out in person, you're welcome to. We're going to be here weekdays, I should say we're going to be here pretty much every day until the shop's back running, probably 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. or so. I don't know, just generally throughout the day. My phone has been non-stop. So many people saying that they support us and that they're hoping for us to succeed and recover from this. I don't even know where to start. I guess we'll just start cleaning something. Well, we have about 10 people showed up to volunteer to help, and people brought pizza and tools and everything. It's really heartwarming. You guys are awesome. I saw our GoFundMe's already up to over 20,000. It's unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you. All right, YouTube, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got the center section fairly clean. They've gutted a lot of the kitchen, so we're trying to get all the drywall out and stuff. And the floors, oh God, just nasty.
That's what she said.
Got some of the carpet torn up, running some fans, trying to salvage anything that's salvageable and chuck everything that's destroyed. Interesting enough, the Toyota works. Started right up. So just had to put a jump pack on it. It's literally running right now. Admittedly, it is a taller car, and the electronics probably are not in the floor pans like the Ferraris. So now we're trying to get this stuff out of here, work our way in this section. It's still pretty nasty.
Hey, flash flood.
Oh, flash flood, what are the odds? Flash flood, yay. Does look pretty crappy out there.
The radar looks like.
It's spotty. You can hear it though. Got some parents brought their kids. So the baseball team that we sponsored, one of the parents brought their kids. It's so sweet of them. And they've been helping clean all the tools and stuff. Because, you know, if we don't clean those tools, they're all gonna rust and just turn nasty, and we're gonna have to replace thousands or tens of thousands of dollars in tools. So we're trying to save as much of that stuff as we can. Just so much stuff to be done still. It's absolutely insane. So it just started raining really hard, and immediately it's coming in off the neighbor's property. Look at this. You see right there, it's already running up, creating a pool that's just gonna flood onto our property again. Unbelievable. Absolutely unreal. All right, YouTube, it's late in the day. We had a ton of people come help us out. I think 15 plus people. Shockingly, the Lexus started right up. Not shockingly, I don't know. We had to put a battery tender on it, or a jump back, but it started up. So some updates. This gentleman, I think he filed a claim, so we'll work with his insurance to get that situated. I think Scott did file a claim, so we're gonna work with them. Still working on some of the other cars to figure out what's up with them. Let me show you over here. Tons and tons of work was done. It was crazy how fast it goes when you got that many people. This area of the shop is almost totally clean.
There's still some stuff we gotta take care of. There's still like some oil residue on the floors, but it's coming along really, really good. The nice thing about the shop being metal is like, I mean, it should be okay. There's not a whole lot you gotta do. It's the drywall and the wood that's the problem. Got a lot of the tools cleaned up, so we're putting them back in the drawers and stuff. I mean, it's just a tedious job. The amount of man hours that all took place today with how many people there were would have taken Josh and I weeks and weeks. We got the bathroom so it's at least not totally muddy, but we still have to remove all the drywall and all that stuff. We haven't even started on the office yet, so the office is still looking like a disaster zone. We're running all these fans on the wood wall. We're hoping maybe the wood wall will dry out, so we're gonna leave the ACs running all night. Here's some crazy progress. They got a ton of the kitchen demoed. So, most of the wall is removed. We got a lot of the cabinets starting to take apart. I mean, we gotta rip out all the cabinets. We gotta rip out all that stuff. And then all the drywall behind the cabinets. Although, I can't remember if we drywalled behind the cabinets or not. We got Edwin up there working on some seats, taking the seats apart. So, crazy amount of work. We still have to do a ton over here. So, all this is still muddy. Water was actually coming back in with it was a hard rain, but it wasn't a lot of rain. So, oh man. Those poor panels.
They're just dirty.
Yeah. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this area of the shop is a problem. It looks like water came back in. This looks pretty wet back there. The problem is now the earth got moved around so much that even a slight rain puts more water back into the building. As soon as it gets dry, we have to get bobcats and stuff out here to clean up all the dirt and re-dig it so that the water can flow, because otherwise it's just going to keep intruding on the property. We got to figure out some stuff. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Well, good morning, YouTube. It's Monday, and I'm just trying to see the current status of everything, figure out what we need to do today. We ran fans on the wood wall. We're trying to see if hopefully we don't have to totally disassemble the lower portion of that wall. Obviously right now we're in like mildew and mold mitigation, so we've got the kitchen cabinets and stuff removed, seeing what they got. Oh yeah, they're running fans in here, so we're gonna have to remove the drywall. I know that's plyboard, some of it's plyboard, some of it's not, so we still gotta remove this section of the kitchen and the drywall that's here. Someone said to spray bleach on the studs, so we'll probably do that today. And then I guess you let it dry so it prevents mold and mildew and stuff, so that's good. It actually looks pretty dry in here, so that's reasonable progress, I guess. Late last night, it rained again. It was hard rain, but it wasn't very long, and immediately water started coming back into the shop. You can see how it's like, it's muddy there again, right? And we had this all cleaned up and it's muddy. So we need to do some immediate temporary mitigation to prevent that from continuing to happen. We dug a little trench and kind of built like a little berm to hopefully help some of that water stay out, but we need something better than that. Someone had a tractor they said that we could borrow, or they would bring it by or something, so we might work on that. Just a few things I wanted to note. Like, people were like, hey, you know, we're obviously getting mostly the vast majority of the comments are positive, and people have been extremely generous and wonderful, and I mean it makes me tear up thinking about it, because it's unbelievable. Like, you know, you're going through a really difficult time, and you have some people who are just stepping up and offering their time, donating money, donating things, just wanting to help. And it's phenomenal. It gives you faith in humanity. You know, you see so much negative crap, but then you have these just outstanding people doing amazing things for nothing other than they just want to help, and that is just wonderful. And it's just it's just awesome. 15 plus people were here yesterday helping out. We literally had so many people bring and donate shop vacs that we now have too many shop vacs. I got an email this morning, someone else was like, hey, a shop vac's on its way to you. I'm like, please try and cancel the order. We have too many. We're gonna have this huge pile of shop vacs soon. So I need to do a video this morning. I'm trying to like kind of do a short in the morning to let people know what's going on, what we need, what we don't need. But I wanted to point out something. Like, people are like, oh, you know, like we're getting some negativity and blame about the water mitigation, and should we have done more for it? By the way, it's already raining again today. It's thankfully not supposed to be crazy rain. You know, obviously I was trying to do water mitigation back here and dug that French drain and all that stuff. So, you know, if you remember, this hill used to run all the way to the shop. And the problem we ran into is when it would rain really hard, water would come into the shop. And so what I kind of determined was water was running off the roof, falling onto the hill, then running back into the shop. Water wasn't really coming from the other properties over the hill, because maybe a little bit, but not significant amounts. That was not the concern. Now looking back in hindsight, I noticed that in the last few months when it would rain, smaller rains, we would get more water than we used to. And now I'm like, oh my God, it's totally because of all the dirt that the temple put on. Totally changed the flow of the water in the area. And so now the water, instead of coming from our property and staying on our property, was coming from the other properties and moving onto our property. So if you know, that stream actually goes behind our building and then curves that way, and it goes up to the left. So if you block it up there, it's going to come the next closest gravity route it can, which is this way. So all that water came this way. That's going to be an interesting thing that we have to figure out. The second thing I wanted to point out is people were like, hire a civil engineer, they will make it happen and whatever. I don't think a civil engineer would have been able to design something to handle that. I don't think that was expected, right? This was biblical levels of rain that they haven't seen before. In fact, I can prove to you that civil engineers probably couldn't have handled this in any sort of reasonable fashion, because civil engineers came out and designed the current roadway drainage stuff. Like, those are proper civil engineers and a big excavation company that has millions of dollars and stuff. And I'm going to show you just how badly all of that eroded and stuff. They added a huge pipe that runs under the road here, and that pipe did not handle the water at all. So the water still came over the road, even though it did before. And maybe that's part of their plan, I don't know. But the part I'm telling you how I can prove it is, oh hey look, that's those were railroad ties that were on our property. Look at how much it eroded, right? All of that. They just did all of this and it's already all eroded. All that fence gone, all this gone. This stuff's all messed up. I mean, look how much silt it built up there. That's crazy. You know, that's actual civil engineers doing their jobs and everything, and I don't think having a 500-year flood really computes into the cost-effective solutions that you design. Maybe that was designed to handle a 50-year flood or a 100-year flood. I don't know. This was not those things. This was beyond anyone's normal comprehension. I saw the latest stats are that it was like 22, 23 inches of rain in basically one day, which this area annually gets 35 inches of rain. So you're talking 2/3 of a year's worth of rain overnight, of which half came in 1 hour. So yeah, that's like stuff you just can't compute. Add into the fact that the water was not flowing the way it used to, and we were going to be screwed no matter what. It should have gone into the stream. The stream would have overflowed, but it would have handled it. Instead, it went around the building and came in from our backyard. So basically, that stream came through our backyard. And it looks like people have said you should have dug a
4-foot wide, 2-foot deep trench. The distance from the back of the shop to the hill that we put in there is like 15 to 20 feet, about 20 feet. And that area was about 2 to 3 feet deep of water because of how deep it was into the Mustang. So at least 2 feet. So I don't think we could design something to handle 20 feet wide, 2 feet deep of water. Basically, this entire area would just have to be water drainage. Like, you'd have to just concrete out this entire thing that wide all the way back to the creek, and then it probably could have handled the water. You're basically trying to tame a stream, like a massive 20-foot wide stream of water. Those are just some thoughts I had. I'm sure many people will correct me, but hopefully the rain will stay mostly away. Like I said, they said it's going to be raining, but hopefully it's not bad rain. It's going to be okay rain. So I need to just get situated, and I'll give you some more updates throughout the day. I didn't do a whole lot of updates yesterday because I was just trying to help work and do stuff on the shop, and when you have 15 people here, it just feels, frankly, it feels rude for me to stop what I'm working and then film stuff. But wow, this side of the shop really cleaned up well. This was actually the worst looking part of the shop, and now it's like, I think, the best looking. Part of it is we literally were using Dawn dish soap as much as possible, and yeah, even the floor isn't totally an ice rink now. There's obviously still some mud and stuff, but that's very, very insignificant compared to where it was at. I'm gonna just try and get situated and start the day. All right, YouTube, just got off the phone with the insurance. No updates yet on that, we're working on it. And I also was sitting here, and this guy shows up from an air conditioning company. He's like, hey, I just saw your video, I happen to be in the area. So they came and checked out all of our ACs, and they're gonna come out tomorrow and clean them and make sure they're all set and stuff. They just wanted to help out. That's awesome. Yeah, there's more volunteers showing up and stuff by the moment. It's pretty awesome to see. Also, I thought I'd show you guys this. Trying to take apart all of the seats and interior components to try and save as much as we can. Jay's been hustling, man.
Making a mess.
Making a mess. Look at, we got some seats apart, we got the foam apart. Trying to save what we can.
That's right. Round 2 coming soon.
Yeah, it's a lot of work that's happening, and tons of people are here again. The support has just been awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, and lunch is here now, so I'm gonna try and grab some food while I can. Getting some progress on the office, and it's gnarly in here. The drywall is super soft. Look at, boom. Making some progress on the that area too. So I mean, it's just such a mess. All right, YouTube, we've got a tractor. So a viewer of the channel had a big old tractor and said, hey, I'm gonna bring out my tractor and help out. So nice. Here we go. Hopefully you can start getting some of the dirt moved around and put back where it belongs and stuff. It's an absolute shit show out here. But look at that. That's a pretty good sized tractor.
Hey.
Oh yeah, Meg's here helping.
I couldn't concentrate at work today.
Yeah, it's rough. It's pretty much all consuming. It's pretty hard to concentrate on anything, honestly. All right, YouTube, it's after 6, and let me show you where we got today. So the kitchen is totally demoed, which is great. We're running a bunch of fans, trying to dry everything, make sure that there's no mildew, no rot. So all this got demoed today. Well, at least the rest of it got demoed. We're gonna spray some bleach on everything, make sure it's all good. We demoed all of the office, all that drywall, all got removed. All of that got removed. We're running a bunch of fans to try and make sure it dries up the wood and doesn't mildew. The bathroom got demoed. Yeah, but still got a little bit more to go on the bathroom, but it's close. So, ooh.
Yeah, a ton of nasty. That's nasty. We're gonna have to rip out that box for the shower. Oh, look, the shower head. Hey! And then we still gotta rip out all those back there because I'm sure there's water underneath. We gotta rip out all that still. Got a bit more to do out there. So let me show you where we're at with the tractor. We got, I mean, he did as much as he could. We really need like a bobcat, a skid steer, like with tracks. So we still have a lot to do back here. But again, we're kind of waiting in this area until we dig a trench or something to prevent it from happening again. Or here, yeah, you can see he was able to move a lot of the dirt that went down there back up here. So that's good. I mean, we spent all this money on all this nice limestone. Now it's just mudstone. We don't have a yard of grass anymore. We got a yard of mud and rock. It's awesome. Oh, you like our pile of trash? Oh man, you gotta laugh a little bit here and there, otherwise you're just gonna cry. Refrigerator was a casualty. We had to buy a new refrigerator. We got a new one on order. It should be here Thursday. We got, whoop, nope, no problem. So we're just kind of doing what we can, one day at a time. I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. It's been a lot, and thank you again for all the support. I know a lot of you have been just absolutely generous, wonderful. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon, and we'll keep hustling, trying to get this shop back running.